Get this game for $23 on Amazon right now.
Oh, for real?
And you get the first Azure Striker. It's basically an unbeatable deal.
What a deal.
Yeah. Okay, so we're starting now. Hey.
That was a good kick pedal.
Yeah. You know, gotta go strong.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we can explain a lot of this game just right up front by saying this is very anime.
Yeah, Azure Striker Gunvolt actually translates from Japanese to crazy anime explosion simulation.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So that's basically what this game is. There's a lot of J-pop and a lot of waifus and a lot of things. So, Tina, why don't you tell them what the heck this is about?
Sure. So you're this dude, Gunvolt, and he has a gun, and he uses electricity to kill people. So I don't know where they got the title from. But you're going to notice that John is running through a bunch of enemies. That's a skill that you have called pre-evasion. It's not just evasion, but you do it before you do it. So what you're going to notice is that as he runs through enemies, his little bar on the bottom falls down. And once you completely deplete that bar, then you can take damage. The other way that you can take damage is if you're using your electricity at the time that you get hit. Other than that, you're basically invincible.
Yeah, so the game starts off, the end of the first game, your girl/waifu, spoilers, sacrifices herself for you and dies. But now she's in like her butterfly spirit phase, and we're gonna see she's gonna resurrect us from the dead at one point. But she turns us Super Saiyan like this right here. And there's our butterfly waifu, so she's really sweet. But we have a new waifu because our old waifu's dead, and they get jealous of each other. So it's just very anime. It's a very strange game.
Yeah, but it's nice. She lives on inside your heart.
Yeah. So when you're in this state, you have no EP, so like you can constantly use your electricity and prevasion without having to recharge it, and you also can kind of float and fly in any direction. So here we're going to have a pretty easy, quick first boss. These are kind of tutorial stages to show you how to play as the characters.
Yeah, so the basic idea of the combat in this game is that the gun, the little pea shooter that he's using right there, it's not actually doing a lot of damage. It's a technique called tagging the enemy, which is actually what's allowing you to do all this damage with the lightning. He is fitting in basically chip damage with the gun, but yeah, the bulk of it, it's already dead. He's fitting in the bulk of the damage with that lightning attack.
Yeah, and you saw me use a giant anime cutscene attack there called Astrosphere that you see a lot. All of the bosses also have their own ridiculously named anime cutscenes that are pretty amazing. And we use these throughout the run to basically, at no point in this run are we going to level. Normally, if you're playing this game casually, you're going to level up and you're going to craft different items that you're getting here at the end of the screen and get different abilities, but we just go straight through the game without any leveling. So we're going to use these attacks to our advantage in the boss fights to be able to actually take them down without, you know, leveling and upgrading and creating new weapons and stuff. And here's a second character named Kopin. So you can play the whole game as Kopin, or you can play it as Gunvolt. And to get the true ending, you have to beat it as both. But this is the only time we'll have to play as Kopin here. And
yeah, and I know you said it's not terribly interesting. You basically just play the exact same game twice through with the two different characters.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting for a casual perspective, but for a speedrun, like nobody's ever done a full speedrun of it just because it's, yeah, it's not exactly, you just have to play a lot of the same levels and bosses over again. But as you can see, he kind of flies over all the levels, so the game is quicker to beat as Kopin, but I find Gunvolt's movement more interesting. And we didn't fall in the pit, so that's good.
Nice.
That often happens.
Yeah, so you're basically going through almost like two different intro stages, introducing you to both of these characters, and then it will give them the option of which one to play as.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know this, but this game is actually based on the true life adventures of Joe Biden. So...
Is that true?
Yeah, so... I mean, it's like a loose interpretation, I think, but... So, all of you political buffs out there.
You were giving me all that prep commentary. You didn't tell me the most important part.
I know.
All the lore.
Yeah, you got to respect the lore. That's the most important thing. And I kind of hate this level, and I hate playing as Kopin because I suck at it. So I'm pretty pleased that we didn't die. That makes me... and you'll see he tags enemies by flying his whole body into them. His gun doesn't work the same way. But again, this is the last time we'll see him as a playable character. We'll fight against him later. And the two storylines intertwine with each other. So it's kind of cool. Do you want to talk about the story and how it's like X-Men, basically? Sorry, NT creates.
There's definitely some parallels. So you've got these people called adepts that have magic powers, basically. And we've got a group of them called Eden, who wants to kill all of the non-magic humans. And we're playing as an adept when we play as Gunvolt. And Gunvolt appears to be the one adept who doesn't really want to kill humans. So,
yeah, which is good, I guess. Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to be nice to people.
Yeah, right.
I'm not saying NT Creates stole it from X-Men. I'm saying Mega Man X stole it from X-Men, and then they stole it from Mega Man X, is what I'm saying.
Glad we have that tree of events all marked
right.
out pretty well.
This fight is very quick, boss fight. This guy's always very weak. You fight him 3 times in the run, and I don't really know why. And the most important part of the run is for me to pick the correct character.
Oh, please.
Which I have many times
we're only 5
not
minutes
done.
in. You got it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Your estimate can handle it.
Yeah, it happens. So we're going to skip a cutscene, but if we hit start too many times, it's a bad thing. So I'm going to be real careful here. We did it, guys.
Nice. All right.
Woo! I think that's worth a cheer. We picked the right character. That's always important. And now it's kind of like in like a Mega Man style game where you can play the game in any order that you want through the different levels and bosses. We do these in a specific order to pick up a specific item that is really useful for fighting the different bosses. And we could probably, I'm just going to be doing some standard movement through this stage. You could probably read off a donation or two if you'd like.
Absolutely. So Tina Hacks donated $20.
Aw.
Hey John Carls, good luck with your Gunvolt run. This donation goes to the good ending in Avenging Spirit. And
that's
I'll be
mean.
donating another $20 per death to the good ending incentive.
Okay, hopefully it's only $20. I really don't want to do good ending for Avenging Spirit.
That's a really good reason for everybody to donate towards that, I think.
People were saying that game was like Mario Odyssey and like how you possess things and everything.
Yeah.
I was seeing like Ghost, like the Whoopi Goldberg movie.
Yeah.
Is that more what it is?
It's like Kirby meets Ghost.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I want to watch that movie now, by the way. I'm sorry, read another donation.
We can watch it right now if you want.
Oh, can we actually?
Yeah, I can pause the game.
Oh, okay. Would that be a problem? All right, go on.
So am I reading a donation?
You can read a donation, yeah. Sure.
Sure. Anonymous donated $10. My wife, son, and I watch SGDQ together every year. This one will be no exception. Hello, Aiden.
Hi, Abe.
Thank you.
I don't know which camera we're looking at this point.
Duran donated $25. Well, hey there, John Carls. Had to donate during your run. See you in chat.
Thanks. I probably won't be in this chat specifically, but probably a different one.
That'd be pretty impressive.
The other Jim donated $150. Thanks to all the runners and good luck on your runs. Also, save the animals.
Yeah, save the animals, guys. Troll the speedrunners.
So we want to talk a little bit about just the UI that you have on screen right now. So in the top left corner, that's actually his health bar. When that depletes, that's when he's going to die. Underneath him, it's like you said, it's an EP bar. Imagine it kind of like your magic points in this game, but it's utilized for 2 different reasons. One, it's going to allow him to use his different special attacks, like the lightning attacks you would have seen back there, but also run through these enemies in a technique, what's it called again? Prevasion. So as you see him running through them, it's taking chunks that way, which is also denoted by the percentage counter up in the top left corner as well. So a lot of what John has to do is kind of route out when he's going to be using up that, almost like as a shield. And you see over time it gradually comes back a little bit faster. It might seem like it's going fast, but he's running through enemies so quickly that it can chunk away at that very quickly.
Yeah, and then you can double tap down to refill it, but that takes time. Also, you notice I skipped a door to finish this level. That's because we need to get an item called the Crash Bolt. It's going to automatically work to open up every door for the rest of the game, and it's going to make every boss fight faster, so it's worth the extra time. And here's a little menu. Nothing more exciting than a menu. And this is the worst boss fight, so I'm not going to talk during this. But you guys can talk, all of you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
the biggest thing you guys can look at is just purely if you want to know the health of the boss, it's going to be in the bottom right corner. You're going to see it's denoted by these like two little breaks in it.
chunked into thirds.
Yeah, into thirds, and each of those are a different phase. I know John worries about this. One of the top 2 worst fights in the game. That's why he does it first. Do you want to explain any more specifics of it?
Yeah, so the first phase is going to go pretty quickly. This boss is going to throw a bunch of little red things at you that lay traps and such. We're coming up on...
Missed a Crash Bolt.
In just a minute, we're going to be coming up on the second phase. So the second phase is a phase where the boss is going to start just rushing along the ground, and it makes it hard to tag her, which is pretty annoying. So here you're going to see that there's only a couple of chances to tag. And then after that is going to be the final phase.
Use the attack. Okay. This is going swimmingly. That's not accurate. It's not going well, but that's okay.
No, this is going well. And this is one of the hardest fights in the game.
Also, each of those specials you're using, in the bottom left corner you see the SP, those 3 different cards effectively. Each of the different attacks, the special attacks he has, like the Lightning Bolt, it will use up those cards. You'll see it slowly fills back up, also just when you're doing attacks and just in generally. So he has to be careful about routing those out to use them in the right spots.
Iron Maiden! They yell a lot of things in this game. Some of it's nonsense.
Ooh.
Okay. This is not going well.
So this final phase is why this is the hardest fight in the game. So you're going to notice that she bounces around this cage and she leaves a trap that's going to turn into a big spike every time that she touches a wall, a ceiling, the floor.
You also just notice for whatever reason in this final phase, her defense is
I got resurrected! Yay!
Hey! That's a random chance. All right.
So it's like a 50-50 chance if you're bad at the game like I am that you get resurrected here. Your waifu has got your back. Man, that's the first time I've ever died at GDQ. It happens. Had to happen eventually. That's what Gandhi
Almost there. Yeah.
Woo! That was a rough one.
Dude, best waifu. Nice.
Best waifu. One of my favorite waifus,
Literally
to be perfectly
saved
honest.
the run.
Yeah. So that happens pretty often on that fight. It's like at least 50%. It might even be higher. It costs like 15 seconds to go through that.
Yeah, and I guess we don't exactly know what lowers the chances of that because it's not just a straight 50-50
It's
every
just
time,
random.
right? Yeah.
It just happens.
We think maybe it goes down as we go through. There will be a couple times where we're going to try to force it later on in the run.
Yeah.
But when that will be a 100% chance.
Yeah. I mean, I think it just depends on how your relationship's going at that time. You know,
Sure.
You take out the garbage. Or
Not even in the
maybe-
game, just
Yeah.
like
Just in
generally
general,
outside
yeah.
of life.
So this level's kind of cool in that you fall through if you fall through the ground, you don't die. Like in other levels, you fall back through the ceiling.
Yeah,
So,
pretty satisfying run to watch when something's like well practiced. Whoop.
So you'll see that I'll be coming out of the sides and all kinds of nonsense. So this game, if anybody speedruns like Mega Man X, you might enjoy the kind of the movement tech in this game because it is a lot of L dashing, just like Mega Man X. And I feel like Gunvolt controls similarly. I've done some amateur runs of Mega Man X, and it's fun movement.
So while the Pervasion might make it seem like, okay, it trivializes the fights, or like just kind of the middle of just the combat, I guess, in general, these little enemies, a lot of what this run is based on time-wise is boss fights and just your general movement all throughout the stages, because it's very easy to lose just a ton of little amounts of time everywhere.
And these other butterfly waifus will drain your health like crazy hard.
Oh, that's a bad waifu.
Another benefit of so here you'll see it automatically open the door. Another benefit of the leveling system is you can all of the leveling is completely routed out. So I'm almost to level 3, and when I hit level 3, it'll automatically refill my health. So I can be like aggressive and take a lot of intentional damage in this first half of this level because I know I have a life refill coming.
Also, a little gimmick right here. Whenever he uses the lightning attack, there are 2 different colored platforms you saw there. We got the reds and the blues. So when he uses the lightning attack, it will swap which one is a
Are they really different colors?
What?
Colorblind.
Yes, they are different colors.
Oh.
You are great at this game.
I did not know they were different colors. I knew they were I thought they were see-through. So here I'm going to trick a lot of these rooms are basically rooms where you go through and you have to fight a bunch of enemies, and it's also a place where you would normally level. Hopefully that's low enough. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you're good. So a bunch of enemies would have dropped out of that top right chute. Nah, dude.
Yeah, so you just killed them as they spawn. So it's a nice little trick of the trade. So we could probably read a donation or two before the next boss.
Awesome. So Nada's donated $50 saying, "Hey Tina, pretty cool to see you on the couch at GDQ. I love watching your Wonder Girl runs. Oh yeah, good luck, John Carls."
Thank you.
By the way.
I feel like I was a bit of an afterthought in that donation. I don't know how I feel about that.
Seems
Tina,
to be
you're
a
stealing
theme here.
Yeah, you're stealing my glory, Tina.
And level 500 boss donated $50 saying, so Spike Vegeta's hair somehow looks even more dope than usual. This donation goes towards pursuing new horizons in Kingdom Hearts.
I'd say it's fresh as heck, your hair.
Thanks, dude.
What? Pardon my
I think you're
language.
cute too, man.
Pardon my language. I don't mean to be.
Yeah, are we allowed to
I don't
say
know
that
if
word?
we can stay on stage anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I knew I was gonna forget to do this. So I was supposed to equip an item, and I've done that like the last 3 times. But
Yeah,
we'll be
so
okay.
you do have to equip your power-ups and the items and such. Then you can use the hotkey down there, which you see on the bottom screen right there, or I guess top left for you guys, that each of them have their own cooldown that they go through.
And they have cooldowns. Like if you take damage, it'll like reset the cooldown. So like you have to be careful with when you get hit in order to like make sure you're able to use those at the times that you want.
Yeah, there's a couple of punishments for getting hit in this game. You also see this number, the 110 that's on screen right now. I don't know exactly what math it works in, but basically that's a damage multiplier. And the longer you can go effectively in a combo without getting hit, that's more and more your damage is amped up.
So this fortress cannot be pregnated, just so you guys know. It's impregnable. Just in case you were wondering.
We needed to clarify that.
Yeah.
So one other thing about the UI that I don't think that we hit yet, whatever the upper left power
Also very
is,
nice, yeah.
that's hotkeyable.
You know, saving the world one
Yeah.
robot at a time or something.
Yep.
Something about
Didn't
the story.
need 'em.
I don't know a lot about this story. I'm sorry.
You're turning dudes into
Dude.
books, and then
I
you're,
gotta go
you're burning
fast.
the books as well.
That makes you a
So-
speedrunner, dude.
Yeah, you gotta go fast.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What happens in
Ancient
this game?
Grace.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I skip all those.
Part of the reason why I learned this game, shout outs to Golden, who you probably saw in the intro to the GDQ, is he kind of encouraged this thing called a 12-hour challenge,
Heck yeah.
which is where you basically the whole speedrunning community comes together and learns a new speed game. And usually there's a theme like learn a game on a system you've never run on or learn a portable game. And so this was a game that I had played casually and enjoyed and decided to pick up for one of those 12-hour challenges. So if you ever see anything about those, consider checking it out.
100%.
Yeah, it'll stretch you as a speedrunner and kind of just like make you
And it's a great
learn
excuse for
new
people who
games.
aren't speedrunning yet to get into it.
Yeah, and it's just fun to see everybody learning new games all the same weekend. And so
Yeah,
shout
I'll
outs
see.
to
I
Golden.
think the last couple they've done, we've had like 800 people or
Yeah.
so join them. Like
crazy.
people,
Yeah,
you
they've
know,
gotten
who've been established, run multiple games. Other people who they run one
What
game
are you
ever.
doing?
Other people who've never run anything before. So it's a pretty cool event.
This level has water in it, and obviously water and electricity do not work well together, so we can't use our flash shield as often. And you're going to see parts where there's these pillars of water that come up from the ground. It's kind of like a little puzzle maze thing, and if you screw it up, you kind of get shot all the way back up to the beginning.
So now that he's done the first couple of stages, you see he pretty much has all. While this game is, very much like Mega Man inspired, you don't actually get power-ups from beating the bosses. So that didn't inherently influence his routing of this game, which stages he played first.
Yeah.
It was to get those first 2 power-ups that were in each of the first 2 stages.
I'd also like to be clear that I have not routed any of this game.
Right.
Shout out to a regular Ginny and
Greenalink.
Greenalink and Benja, who are really good runners of this game, for routing it and letting me hop on. So these are what I'm talking about, where they, if you have to time your movement between one and another, or else it'll take you back to the top of the screen and lose you a ton of time.
Yeah, there's 3 sets of those he's going to have to move through.
Yeah, the third one's probably the most difficult, but if you've learned them, which you should if you're speedrunning it, then you shouldn't mess up. If I do mess up, then Spike can slap me in the face later.
Dude, I'm rooting for you to mess up. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah, I'm kind of into this.
Dude, nice. Thank you, T.
Okay, 2 for 3. Okay, so we got a guy coming up. So we're destroy this thing again that spawns things. This guy is gonna be at the end here, and we're just gonna leave him alive. But I call him Stan, and I don't know. He's just kind of hanging out here, and he tries to hurt you, and it doesn't work. So see ya, Stan.
Good effort, dude.
Yeah, I can't. I just
Stan
don't. I
tries
don't
hard.
have the heart. I don't have the heart to kill the guy.
Stan tries really hard.
Yeah, and that's what really matters.
Oh, come on, man. Oh.
It's not looking good for you.
I don't know, man. Trash talking a little early. Oh, right. Right.
No slap to my face today.
Man.
Yeah, bummer.
That makes me pretty
You
happy.
have to make a makeup deal afterwards.
Yeah.
You'll also notice with the EP, that meter underneath him that's going down again as he's going through the different enemies. He also wants to try to be careful a lot of the time to make sure he doesn't actually lose all of it, because then it goes into the red and it takes longer to charge back up.
Yeah, you basically burn out and you have to wait like a cooling down period to like recharge. Here we have a cycle skip at the end of the third cycle that hopefully will pull off. So I'm going to focus on Vidya games.
Again, if you're caught in an attack, that's what will actually go straight to your health. You also notice once again in that in the bottom screen of the top left for you guys, you're seeing each of these different specials cost a different amount of the SP or the cards in the bottom left quarter of the main screen. Some of them that he picked up cost 0 though, so making them even more powerful and useful throughout the run.
All right, so whether or not he lands this Crash Bolt when the enemy is over his head is going to decide whether or not he gets the cycle skip.
Yeah,
Got it.
Hey!
Woo! And my butterfly wife is there for me, so.
Is she there at the end of every boss kill? I just haven't noticed.
She's a little clingy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest.
I am
she
very
cheers you on. She
unobservant.
tells you that she's very proud of you.
To be
You
fair,
did well.
literally in the game, nobody else can hear her, so I'd be clingy too. You know,
Yeah.
just because like nobody
sure.
else,
It's
nobody
a
else
limited
can talk
social
to her.
life.
5
Yeah.
stars on that. That was pretty good.
5 stars is good.
Yeah,
I mean that's like more than 4,
it is.
statistically speaking. And
Yeah.
this is the second worst part of. Oh no, sorry. After this level is the second worst part of the run. I don't even know what the game is. I'm sorry. This is an icy level. There's like extreme ice physics, and there's a lot of cycles for platforms. But you could probably read a donation or two as we start it.
Alrighty, well, we've got $20 from Carolyn Michelle, who said, "Did I hear Tina Hack says the fans and supporters of John Carls should donate towards the good ending of his run for Avenging Spirit later this week? Happy to do my part and see that happen."
You guys are the worst people.
And Kitty Bobo donated $150.
Oh wow.
Love the games done quick. Donating for Divinity Original Sin. Almost beat it multiple times, but never was able to finish it. I look forward to seeing someone actually beating the game.
So we missed the first cycle on the first one. It's not. It costs like 3 or 4 seconds.
Do you know if this game generally lives off of camera cycles or universal cycles?
That
For those,
first
it's camera
cycle-
cycles.
Those are
I
camera-
think the first one is not a camera cycle. That's the problem. That's why I miss it. But the other ones are. This is our fight against Copen, the character we played as before. And then I think for true ending, you guys do a showdown again. But he's pretty bad, to be honest. Like, I don't know what he's been up to this whole time, but. Oh, I just overheated. That's.
But they're both good guys, right?
So he thinks you're a bad guy, but you are both good guys.
Okay.
He doesn't like you.
They're
which-
Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the endings like kind of tie together. Well,
Very nice.
last cycle a little slow there, but the rest of that was pretty decent. And then we've got 2 more of these a little bit more significant ice cycles coming up. And yeah, we could read a couple more donations. I think you guys can follow along pretty well.
All right, well, Anonymous donated $10 saying, every time I hear the announcer say your name, this has popped into my head, so I'm going to donate to have her say it for me. You know nothing, John Carls.
Oh, thanks.
That's the nicest thing anyone said to me all day.
And,
That's what my
I'm
mom
going to
used to
butcher
say
this
when I was a
name.
kid.
Our Farmed donated $50 saying, let's rally now, save the runner's sanity, kill the animals.
So the next ice cycle one can lose like a good 15 seconds if we miss it. And you can see how much faster we go when the ice is going. You can almost go off screen, which is kind of cool. So this is a much longer one where we can lose actual significant time. And these are all slippery, obviously, because they're ice. Okay, that's fine.
Got time for one more donation?
Yep.
Alrighty, well, Dispatch Rabbi donated $25 saying, very cool to see Tina on the couch for this run.
Man.
I love watching your runs and hope to see you running a game next GDQ. Oh, and the Gunvolt run is pretty neat too. When
You
are we
wanna
going to
finish?
hear some J-pop, John Carls?
J-pop?
I
You're
appreciate-
gonna so spoilers. I have to sing at the end of the game to beat it, and that's part of the actual game.
It's
So-
it's actually. I thought you were memeing last night, and I
No.
watched around. I was like,
I mean, you
oh
can
no,
hum
you
in.
actually have to do it.
I think you can whistle or hum into it, but you have to make music. Because your waifu is the muse, and that's how she brings you back to life. And so, like, you have to do your own thing. And we're going to try and do a cycle skip on this boss, too, hopefully.
Yeah, so this one saves about 15 seconds if you get it, or loses it if you don't.
Ah, my EP.
Again, you notice he let it drop all the way to 0, so it took a lot longer for it to come back.
The 3G, the Blossom.
These names are getting better and better.
Yeah.
This way, the best one is in the next
I think we
stage.
got it. Yeah, the next one is definitely the best one.
Nice.
There we go, we got it.
So you're seeing just some really cool chains you can do with each of those different super attacks he's picked up.
Yeah, generally you want to use the two that use 0 SP and then the Astrosphere. And there's several bosses where you can skip their last phase. And generally their final attack usually goes through some sort of 10-second animation where you can't hurt the boss. So it's definitely advantageous to skip those. And now I'm definitely not going to talk, which is not something I'm good at doing, not talking. Because this is the
You're
hardest.
great, buddy.
Well, I'm bad at not talking. I don't shut up.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not. I'm gonna shut up right now.
Trying to give you a compliment. Get an ego boost. All right.
I like your face.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
I am pretty
I
hot.
hate this fight. That's my commentary. Oh, and this guy yells poetry slam at us. So get ready for that. Yo!
So this boss is one that can leave the screen if you get really unlucky, and doing so breaks the tags, so you can't keep on hitting him even when he comes back on, and of course, while he's off screen, you're not doing any damage either. So we're hoping to see as little of this as possible.
Again, just the shooting them with that pea shooter of sorts, that's what's actually giving you the tagging of the enemy.
That's right.
Shouts to Poetry Slam, dude.
Poetry slam!
Don't know why it's called that, but it's Poetry Slam.
Listen, when you're in a dark alley and a guy yells poetry slam at you, you know he's a tough cookie. I'm gonna do a safety heal because I'm one hit from death. Seems like an idea. There we go.
Nice.
So we didn't die. That's a beneficial thing. And if he keeps leaving the screen too much, then he can do another poetry slam, which means you need to wait for him to yell the words poetry slam at you, and then you need to break all the ice again. But it's completely RNG whether or not, because if he keeps leaving the screen, you can only do so much damage. So now we have killed all of the bosses in the standard levels, and they're all dead. And now we are moving on to the garden. So the group is trying to recreate Eden and create like a perfect world by killing all the humans. And so all of these levels are based on that. And you'll see bosses come back that we've killed, and they're trapped in mirrors or something.
Yeah,
Tina?
yeah,
I
they're
don't know.
created from mirrors with the final boss.
Yeah. So do with that what you
Sounds
will.
like anime. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's anime.
It's pretty anime.
Little movement technique we haven't really been talking about was him using that lightning-like attack to sort of like float into place,
Yeah.
just to elongate some of his jumps if he wants to skip over a area on the ground. So you've seen him also a lot of times whenever there's just been like a bunch of like minor enemies he has to fight. He's been able to skip them by breaking the alarm or killing them before they even spawn. This is the first place where he just can't do that. So he's got to be able to react to whatever each of them are doing. Tagging, I believe you can tag up to 2 at a time?
3 at a time.
3 at a time.
So you can do 2 on. So basically, if you have like 2 on one and 1 on the other, and you shoot the one again, then you might lose your tag on the one and have 3 on one. So you have to like keep a balance of what you've tagged and what you haven't tagged. And then the game has multiple different weapons and stuff that we just don't use in the speedrun because we don't have time for crafting and all that nonsense. So what do you think of this game so far, Spike? You got any questions?
I think it
You got
looked
any
like I like
concerns?
Mega Man. I mean, anime. My name is literally Spike Vegeta, so I
Yeah.
should probably like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's full of lightning. It's super flashy.
a lot of lightning.
Yeah. I think more people should get into running this.
It's a good game to speedrun because it looks like you're doing impressive things even when you're doing it really poorly.
Yeah.
So that's why I recommend it.
Yeah, that's
That's how I tricked my way into this stage right now.
the games committee is going. Oh, he got us. Pulled a fast one.
Yeah, I pulled a fast one on you guys. I'll be doing a couple donations.
Okay, well, Bloody Candy donated $20. It seems like you're doing the thing. Oh, sorry. Seems like you're doing the thing, John Carl. Keep it up.
Couldn't agree more.
Obviously, this is going to saving the waifu and avenging spirit.
I truly am trying to do the thing. This part's easy to die in, so I'm gonna try to do the thing where you don't die instead of dying.
Again, him trying to balance out because he can only take so much quote-unquote damage, losing his EP, while running into these things that are directly over a pit. It can be pretty easy to die on this screen because you still want to go fast and use dash jumps. But almost like, say, like a ground pound in Super Mario 64 or just a dash jump in the Mega Man games. If you're just a little bit off, you just go like an inch and then just fall to your death. So he needs to be careful on that screen. Did it pretty well, though.
Woo!
Woo!
I did the thing.
Probably
And
did.
probably more donations while we just kill things like this.
Yep, well, InZoom donated $50. Hey, SGDQ.
Hi.
Been following you for the past few years, and it's always a pleasure spending my off time watching these amazing runners destroy games for a good cause. Since we're supporting Doctors Without Borders, how about I put my $50 on crossing even more borders? Here's to Earthbound Out of Bounds demonstration. Let's make it happen.
Nice. I've heard of that game.
And With Ice Cream donated
Wow.
$20.
I've never missed the door before. That was impressive.
That
Yeah.
was a still target.
Sometimes it's tough, you know?
With Ice Cream donated $20, saying, I heard we were donating towards the Avenging Spirit good ending.
Oh. Well, now everybody knows, Tina, so everyone knows how to troll me.
You're welcome.
Now, I know this boss, you have to kind of, again, with your ability to need to tag them to deal the damage, because I think you can actually, those orbs in front of her can actually sort of absorb your tagging. So
That
it
was not a
forces
good
you to
use
be
of
a
that.
lot more aggressive and get right up in her business the whole
Yeah,
time,
that's definitely true.
making it a lot scarier.
I also so the one thing about the Crash Bolt versus the the Astrosphere is that a Crash Bolt will take life out of the next cycle and Astrosphere won't. So that's why it was actually a dumb decision for me to use Astrosphere there. No, don't run away.
Again, when
Mother
he
of
talks about the
snakes.
different phases, then you can see in the boss's health down there, there's that little blip that signifies each of the 3 different phases.
Yep. And now that
Some
we're in the
attacks
third phase,
will break through it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
And now that we're in a third phase, we're going to see the super attack. This one's,
Entangled strands.
so here he's going to be doing his best to balance doing damage with not getting hit by these hands coming up from
No,
Oh,
the
that's
floor.
okay. Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah, you can see them denoted on the ground, little yellow pools. Point that out because John Carlos didn't know that for a while.
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. I'm colorblind.
That's why I'm pulling.
There we
That
go.
is true.
That's not bad. I usually get caught by them. It doesn't really matter. Mother of snakes. Am I right?
I feel like you're doing well.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm getting through the game. We'll probably get to the end.
Are we going to see credits?
I think that's all they really require you to do.
We
here.
will. There's gonna be some real. Hopefully, we'll fight Shovel Knight. Did we meet the donation incentive for that?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We
baby.
met it quite a while ago, actually, and just reminding everyone that we do have quite a few bid wars coming up. So we've got the Metroid Prime Choose the Suit. Right now, the Fusion Suit is in the lead, and the Castlevania file name. Right now, Pig Egg is winning that one. So get around it.
What's winning? Pig egg?
egg.
Pig
that a
Egg.
thing?
Pig egg.
Okay, I heard it right.
I don't think that's scientifically accurate. I'm not certain.
What
I would
do you
eat
eat
a
for
pig egg
breakfast?
though.
I
Then
know.
you'd have bacon and pig eggs. That sounds like a world I want to live in. I'll be honest.
When's breakfast here, by the way? I missed it this morning. Anyways.
Okay, this part's really annoying. I'll let Tina explain this.
Okay, so you have to tag these panels in order to open those doors with your electricity. Coming up, there's going to be a couple of these
I'll
that
just take a little break here.
yeah, just chill for a bit. There's going to be a couple of these where you have to open a door to hit the next one to open another door. If he was playing on a 3DS XL, he'd be able to use one of the secondary, I think it's the secondary L button, switches your guns. And there's a gun that can go through walls, which makes the puzzle element of it pretty easy. He's playing on a regular 3DS, which means that he doesn't get to do that.
Yeah, I had to use the hard cap for GDQ, so fortunately can't do that strat. It would waste time going to the menu, but we did it. And now we get our butterfly waifu again. I don't know why she comes here. She's just here. And some J-pop. So I'm curious if people are rooting for Shovel Knight or for me. 'Cause
I
feel
was
like,
actually going to say when we were bringing that up, I'm kind of rooting for Shovel
like,
Knight.
I feel like more people know and like Shovel Knight than they like me.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
it's like, there are no
I
John
don't have
Carl's
the
video
stats
games.
directly in
Yeah.
front of me. I don't know what your follower count is.
Census
Shovel
numbers
Knight
haven't
might
dropped
be
yet
bigger.
on that, but I just get the sense that Shovel Knight will outsell John Carl's as a video game. Will you? This guy, okay.
So you're also noticing here, I'm assuming with the waifu on screen, she starts you out at a base of 1,000. to
It
your
doesn't do anything, we
multiplier or
found
whatever.
out.
Oh, it doesn't.
Tina did some
It's just
research.
a big old number.
It's a score modifier, which is great.
This game has like score attack runs, and also part of what the game does end up doing is if you like, it'll ask you to go back to levels. Like, this game's kind of built for speedrunning, so it'll tell you to craft different items and get those boxes at the end of the game that we're getting. It'll say, you know, if you go back and beat this level in under 3 minutes, then you'll get this challenge and you'll get rewarded for it. Or it'll just like do a score attack thing where it'll say, you know, score 100,000 points in this level or whatever. So that's kind of how you, when you're casually playing, unlock new items. But in terms of the speedrun, it means nothing. But it looks flashy, so.
So you're like level 10 right now. What's kind of like a normal casual playthrough of this game going to end it at? Like 25, 30 or so?
Yeah, when I casually played it, I think I beat it at like 35 or 38. I did try and craft a bunch of different items, so I probably like explored that system a bit more. But yeah, it's pretty low.
But instead, you're going to be finishing it on like level
15,
15 or
yeah.
so. Yeah.
So you don't actually do more damage as you level up, which is part of why we don't level up. You have to buy weapons or craft weapons for that, but you do end up
Getting
having more
certain
health.
Power up.
Basically
Yeah.
having more health.
Yeah,
and you
every
get some
time he
power-ups.
levels up, yeah, he gets a full health refill. So a lot of the routing through this game is very exact to make sure he gets those level ups at proper times before, say, boss fights or right after some boss
I'm
fights.
getting lazy on those fights. That was a little sloppy. You can probably read another donation, I think. Yeah.
Yep, Freezenator donated $10. Avenging Spirit, good ending, you say? Let's make it happen. Sorry, John.
So the story behind that, I have a run Friday morning, Game Boy game Avenging Spirit, and the any percent run is like 100 times easier than the good ending run. And so all my friends just want to see me die again in a GDQ.
No, we want
20,
to see you
30
do
times.
well.
Well, I didn't know that was an option.
We're just pushing you. That's your friend.
Pushing me.
All right, so this chunky boy in the middle right there, yeah, he can like steal your tags, and you really
Yeah.
just want to focus on the little robot you're fighting, whatever that is.
I am concerned I didn't kill 2 enemies, and I do not know if I'm going to level up at the end of this. And I'm concerned about it. So stay tuned.
Oh, baby, the suspense is killing. Because it's a couple of things he's looking for with his level ups here. One, again, he wants those health refills.
Amuse-bouche. I think that means like appetizer in Japanese. I don't really understand at all what that has to do with trying to kill me with a robot.
Is so anime. Okay.
Like, he wants the health refills at level ups, but he also wants to reach level 13 at a certain...
Okay.
Boom,
So
boom, boom.
I was supposed to kill 2 enemies that I forgot to kill. So this, I might have to die on purpose, but let's try to not die on purpose. Let's see if we can do it with like 1 hit of death. This boss is pretty tough. Oh, that's not a good hit. Okay, we're gonna heal a little bit. Oh.
All right, 1 down.
Praise Moses. Let's do this. I might not do as many, and it's gonna take a little bit longer. You yawning back there?
No, I'm like,
Just feeling.
I'm just clenching up right over
Okay.
here.
Well, we got through the 2 phases.
All
I
right.
feel good about that.
Yeah. Just got 1 more of those. I'm sure it gets easier. That's a car.
I'm wondering how this is going to throw off the insurance count for the rest of the game, or the leveling experience count. There's no insurance in this game.
I was about to say, what are you talking
There's
about?
no insurance
Dude,
in
just
this
fucking
game.
don't talk, dude. You're about to die.
Oh, I'm not. Whoa!
You could die. I still believe. Oh.
It's okay. We believe in you. Just don't get hit.
I love you, dude.
So normally I have full health starting that fight, because I normally do
You
the
walked
route
in
correctly.
with nothing instead.
I walked in
All right.
with maybe one free hit. So
What were you doing? Did you just, like, take a nap during that?
well, because we figured out that basically when you have the butterfly woman with you, that keeping her doesn't matter. So I used to kill 2 enemies to try and keep her, and then I stopped.
Ah, okay.
But I didn't realize that experience made that much of a difference. It's just 2 enemies.
Yeah, I mean, that
That's how
just
precise
goes
it
to
is.
show the preciseness of the route. Yeah, all the leveling
Yeah.
that you're doing.
Yeah. But, and
'Cause
now we're
that
going
just
into the
forced
last
him-
level.
Even though he was able to survive that, it did obviously take away his ability to be more aggressive. Because a lot of this doing the fight spell is getting right up in their business. So
I think I have ideas. I have ideas of what to do.
So it's time for refights.
Yeah, so we're
Is that
fighting
Mega
this
Man?
guy for the 3rd time. We will let him kill us intentionally.
yes, first of 2 times where he's going to just take a death here, forcing out the fairy
Snaker.
lady. He's actually going to deplete his health first, though.
No, it's
I
an
know.
automatic death. It doesn't matter how much health I have. It's an automatic death and automatic resurrection, so we will be in our Super Saiyan state for the whole boss rush, which means we are just able to do the boss rush a lot easier, and it also saves us having to wait through his actual attack anyways. Oh, don't run out of things. Okay, so we're going to try a cycle skip here. Dude, we've already seen it, bro. Learn something new, you know? I think we got it. Yep, okay.
Nice.
Nice.
And so now he's like, you've killed me 3 times. I'm angry. I'm going to do another anime cutscene. 7 slashes. He's very intense about it. Look, he has to charge up. It's kind of like Vegeta.
Oh,
Yeah.
References. Oh, I like that. I like that show. So no matter how much health you have here, you will die.
Yeah, this is just insta-kill.
Yeah.
But it's a scripted resurrection.
And then waifu. Shoutouts to waifu. Shouts to mirrors. I think this game has a lot to do with mirrors. I'm not really sure. Seems to be a lot of mirrors.
Never did any theory crafting.
Yeah.
It's happening in this game.
Now we got some J-pop again.
So again, the benefits of being a Super Saiyan here
Yeah.
is that EP meter that was underneath him, that's now gone. He can just like use his super attacks at will.
So I'm going to do these bosses in a different order because, again, I'm supposed to be level 13 and have a new ability here. But see, you can see how close my...
Whoops.
So, you know.
Yeah, you can see his level in the experience bar on the bottom screen up in the top left corner.
You got to be
of that
flexible in this world, you know?
Yeah. So this is the easiest of the last 3 refights he has to do. So this is going to be a real easy level up.
Probably should have done the other one, but that's fine.
Yeah, because again, level 13 is going to net him a pretty ridiculously
Yeah.
OP attack.
Yeah.
Time for another donation?
Yeah,
Sure, this guy sucks.
Alrighty, well, a regular Ginny donated
Hey.
$5. Here is $5 for approximately each missed Crash Bolt, John. You can still get sub-hour, go. We're sitting on Discord watching, me, Greenerlink, and others. Here is 5 for Lingering Will. GL on the rest, John. Shoutouts to the GV community and Tina and Spike on the couch. Love from your boy, Ginny.
Thanks, Ginny. So
Yup.
Ginny runs the Copen route and has world record, which is a dumb game, dumb category. But he's a nice guy.
He just
makes horrible
That was an
decisions.
interesting shout out that you just gave Ginny.
No, it's a cool category that I'm just not gonna run because I don't like it.
All right, so now we do have level 13,
Yeah.
and we'll be able to equip this awesome-looking attack.
Sometimes you need a giant laser sword, lightning sword,
Laser lightning death sword.
laser. Yeah.
It can be either one. It's what you want.
And this is our favorite boss.
So to
again.
interpretation.
So that last phase in the first time we fought her took where she takes very little damage, takes a very long time, and we can skip like most of it with the giant sword. We can't skip all of it, but
Yeah, I mean, look at how the health bar right now is sort of slowly, it's chipping its way down. You get a little excited once we get to the third phase. Just like constant J-pop going on throughout this game.
yeah. Okay, we're gonna get her down to right before the phase is over.
Because again, this can skip over the kind of break in health right there. All right, so check out that health bar. Boom!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Iron Maiden.
Man, she looks upset.
She's not a very pleasant woman, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like to judge people, but
So you can imagine how much time I said. You saw she had just like an itty bitty little bit of health
it
left.
still took like 5-6
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
It's I don't know why that boss is that way, but you know, sometimes that's the way the world is. And we're gonna go for the same cycle skip. This boss fight's the exact same if you want to read 1 or 2 donations, and then we'll be going into the final 2 bosses.
Alrighty, so donations now?
Yeah.
Alrighty, Dorkmaster Fleck donated $50. Hey John Carls, good luck on your Gunvolt run. I'm putting all my travel vouchers towards the good ending in Avenging
You
Spirit.
guys are the worst. You know what was the mistake was telling people that I didn't want that. I should have been like, man, I really hope this gets mad.
And the Big Bear Gaming donated $150. Love games done quick and what it's all about. Glad to be able to help. Save the frames, kill the animals.
You can keep going until the next fight. This
Absolutely.
is a
Well,
repeat.
Chez Fromage donated $50, donating to try and get our awesome accent reader to talk some more. Also, shout out to the couch for the absolutely 100% correct explanations of this game. Donation goes to my good friend EON running TGM Rev mode during the Tetris block. Thanks to everyone for making this week wonderful.
I have surely said nothing incorrect about this game I've never
no,
played.
certainly. So we are back on the correct leveling schedule. So
I'm
we're
proud of
good.
you, man.
So that's good. So we'll be able to get another life refill before the final boss. We have one more boss. with a very important cycle skip at the end, and then the final boss. So, shout-outs to Spike, though. Good job holding it down.
Yeah, you're
Game
welcome,
you've never
man.
played.
Yeah, I mean,
My
if this
boy
was
and
gonna-
podcast partner, Author Blues, abandoned me.
Yeah.
Abandoned me
So we know
because
who's
he
the
had to
better friend.
travel in a plane.
Weirdo.
Yeah. It's like, do that on your own time.
Yo,
I
shouts
feel
to
like
travel
a lot of people
problems
here did that
people
though,
have.
and they're here.
Some people got vouchers for it. Inside joke, sorry. This fight's annoying and I don't like it. I have missed like a considerable amount of Crash Bolts.
It's been a fair amount.
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah,
play
I-
this game. I know it's been a lot.
Yeah.
I heard
Oh,
something
those
about,
are RNG based actually.
They're good
I'm-
reactions then.
They're
I'm
not
more
RNG
impressed
based,
now.
but I'm deciding now they are.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was like really impressed there at first before you brought back that statement.
Yeah.
No, they drop on top of you from wherever you're standing. So if you run across,
Yeah, you kind of have to get inside their sprite, and sometimes like if they're moving, literally. Let's
Dang.
just keep talking about it. It seems to be really helping.
Do you want me to play for a little bit?
Yeah, it really helps the stream.
I feel like I probably would have hit like one of these.
Yeah, you probably would, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're really not that hard.
I played a video game.
There we go. We're gonna hit that one. How about that?
Yes.
Okay, here's the skip.
Oh, that's
Okay,
it.
good.
That is it.
So-
that is it.
so
See
this-
health bar.
This
Boosh.
final phase is flips the whole game upside down and flips your controls in reverse, and is basically impossible to do. I'm terrible at it, so you gotta skip it because reversing your controls and putting the game upside down is a bit much.
You don't just flip the 3DS upside down?
Yeah.
That's it. But then your left
I
and
might
right
as well
effect
at this
clear
point.
swap. Yeah.
So now we are going into the final boss.
So get hyped first. Required singing in this speedrun. You're welcome
not
for
there
that
yet,
water
though.
bottle.
We're not there yet, though. See, I hit that one. Bigger target.
One phase down.
Okay, so every time that you see this yellow cycle, the boss gets this shield that you have to break through.
Every time you see the yellow cycle, a baby loses its wings.
It's true.
So that's what happened.
It's confusing, I know. That can do a lot of damage if you don't do pervasion, like all your health. Okay, here it is. So now we have a very emotional cutscene.
Okay, this is not a meme. He actually has to do this.
And a lot of down tapping. This is when she'd save me. I need her song. You can beat Zonda without me, Chiefy. I know it. Thanks, girl. No, I can't keep relying on her forever. Remember what she said. Her song. The song is inside me. ほどけない心溶かして二度と離さないあなたの手 Woo, yeah, we're live.
You did it.
Big sword
No,
attack.
not
All right.
quite, not quite. Sometimes that does it one hit kill, sometimes it doesn't seem to do it. Yeah, that should be it.
Hey!
Hey!
248.
Woo! It's about a minute and 10 seconds off my PB, so not bad.
Very nice, man.
I made the mistake of PBing by 50 seconds the day before I left here, so I should have just been worse, even worse.
It was like on the plane, wasn't it?
Pretty happy with that time. No, right before I got on the plane.
Right before. Okay, that's.
And then we still get items because you can go back to levels.
Dude, 5 stars
and then-
again. I
Dude,
think that was a perfect
but
run.
C rank, really? I mean, I don't know. Do I have time to reset and start over?
Oh, I mean, you got like 12 minutes left
Okay.
on your estimate. So if you come real far under estimate,
Yeah. So
You got a shot.
and that's the game. We're at the final credits now.
And I'm done rooting for you now in this game.
Oh yeah.
Time for
So again, shout outs to the other Azure Striker Gunvolt runners. Shout out to my podcast partner Author Blues because he always pushes me to keep learning new games at speedrun. So I appreciate you, bud. And thanks for everybody for trying to troll me and donate for Avenging Spirit. You guys are terrible people. So, except I love you guys. So, do we want to set up the incentive now?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay.
I am not staff, but I'm just going to have you do it.
There's nobody back there anymore, actually. They all left.
They're all gone.
Yeah.
They all
A
went to
couple of them are
lunch.
asleep.
It was
So,
too anime. They decided they were just out.
Too anime. So, these credits are like
Shouts to
incredibly long, and they don't matter.
Well,
so.
I just wanted to remind everybody one of our prizes is an Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 poster that you only need to donate $10 for.
I want it.
So get around that.
Don't give it away as a prize. Just give it to me.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got my Shovel Knight amiibo I had to buy, and a little stand.
It's adorable.
Yeah, he looks pretty. He looks like a formidable opponent, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But I believe we can do it.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard fight, right? It's going to take a long time.
It's gonna be probably another hour.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about this estimate.
I keep forgetting metric time.
You're American, right?
Yeah.
Your name is John Carl, so I'm going to assume you're American.
Okay, here's our boy.
That's a pretty good representation.
Thank you guys for donating.
Dude, this Shovel Knight is swole, dude. He's huge.
He does about a third of your life's bar in one hit, so you have to really not get hit is the goal.
And that pogo attack is a little more violent than I remember it being in the game.
Yeah. But it's a little more anime, I think.
Yeah. This would be if Shovel Knight was an anime. Does he poetry slam?
Oh, I got hit. It's okay, guys.
Man, the way he switches up his
Oh,
tactics.
now I'm... Oh, no! No!
Shovel
Ah, got
Knight.
him.
Darn it!
I was trying to finish him with swag, and it almost
Whatever.
cost me. It almost cost me.
Boo.
I'm sorry, Shovel Knight.
2 out of 3.
Now we have the shovel ring. I don't know what that does either, but
Do you know anything about
I
this game?
don't. This is a good Let's Play. I feel like I really had a